What's up, Tim Sykes here, kind of with a guilty, frustrated video lesson. I actually did not lose money on ALPP. I had some trades where I actually profited. Here are my trades. I made close to $2,000, but I missed the biggest and best opportunity, and that's why this is kind of a sad video. I also want you to know that this happens to everybody. Okay, these dip buys, they work pretty well, but they're not an exact science, and I made the classic mistake of looking forward to it too much. Um, I was not patient enough, and I tried to force it. The pattern played out perfectly, actually. It was actually pretty amazing. But there were some fake outs ahead of time, and I fell literally for every single one of the fake outs. If by the end of this video lesson I'm making my point clear, please leave a comment saying, I promise to be patient, because I have to leave that comment. I need to make that point because I was not patient enough. I was looking forward to the trade. I was trading it, and I psyched myself out. So patience is key. Let me go over what I'm talking about. This is an intraday chart of ALPP from the 13s all the way up to 23. The low, you're not going to get the exact low at 13.7. So probably best case scenario, you're going to get it. Even if you time it perfectly, you're going to get in at 14 cents. And if you sell it perfectly, you're going to get out at 23 cents. But let's just do some math, because math is fun. This is a 64% bounce off the lows. And I don't know if I would have even held through this little dip here. Even if I had timed it perfectly, I probably wouldn't have even held through this, at least entirely. I probably would have been out right here, when I was having a little trouble at the day high at 19. So best case scenario for me was 14 to 19. But that's still a 20, 30% gain. Depends on your patience level. I have some students who, do more, have more patience. I have students who are very impatient. You get to choose. But this is the dip. Let me scroll out to 5 days just so you can understand. This is one of the hottest stocks in the entire market. A lot of people rip on low price stocks. They rip on these OTCs. For me, this is the same fucking pattern. This was incredible. I underestimated the upside and I underestimated the downside. I was still profitable. Okay, I want you to see that. So it's not like some people are going to be like, but Tim, you profited. It's not about how much you profit or even how much you lose. It's about, really trying to perfect your process. And even though this is an imperfect game, perfection is never possible. You want to try to capture as much of the move as possible, as much as you can. Yesterday I tried a few dip buys. My first dip buy, I said that, it was kind of a small position because I said I bought this, looks to have some support. But I said, took a little nice bounce, really need more panic to have a bigger position in potential bigger bounce. So the second time I said, here you go, I'm making nearly $1,000, bigger panic, bigger bounce. And I said, better bounce. So for me, I want these stocks to spike as much as possible and drop as much as possible, because that is the formula for the biggest bounce possible. So I was a little too early yesterday, still profited a little bit. This was a better trade, where I made nearly 20% on the bounce. That was like best case scenario. So I did pretty well, even though I was a little too early. But understand that my trying like 3 times, for the ultimate crash, even though I made money yesterday, it does, leave a mark on your psyche where, frankly, even though I took the majority of the move, I was wrong both times. It did not have the big bounce. And then this morning, we got a nice panic, but there just wasn't that much bounce. I bought it at around 17 cents, and I made a little, roughly like 5%. And frankly, this was just getting out because it wasn't bouncing. And this was today. I was buying it on one of these dips. I think it might have been here. maybe this first dip. That looks about right. You know, it was right near the market open, and it just didn't bounce that much. The best panic was on that failed bounce, and then, you know, down to the 14s. So now, you know, at 22, 23, 17 doesn't look that bad. But the thing is that some of these stocks just don't bounce at all. So you have to be careful. So some people will say, well, Tim, just, you know, hold it. I don't want to risk that because, you know, I might buy it at 17. And if you take the philosophy of just holding and hoping, you know, it might be at 9 cents by the middle of the day. It might be at 5 cents. Oftentimes, you know, these stocks do not bounce. So you just have to, you know, really understand that. And that is something that you have to guard against. But this nice dip right in here was solid. And I know a lot of students who nailed it from the 14s or 15s to the 16s, 17s, 18s, 19s. Another thing that I want to bring up here is that you don't necessarily have to try to get the exact bottom. You know, when I exited this morning, I said got a little bounce, but not much. Might be a situation like yesterday where bigger panic is required before a better bounce. And, you know, my commentary was right, but, you know, waiting for this secondary, you know, dip is kind of tough. I know a lot of people who are having success after the bottom has already been put in. And you can see here, you know, where it's kind of hanging around 16, 17-ish. And then you're selling into the 18, 19, 20. I think that's also another opportunity. I prefer like the big panics right at the open. And in my defense, you know, this is a little choppier than most. You know, it's not absolutely, you know, perfect for me. But I do like the fact that this is a 60% bounce now from literally 10 a.m. and I'm filming this at 12:30. So in 2 hours, you make 60%. So, and again, that's if you time it perfectly. Let's be more realistic. Say 2 hours, you make 30%, which is still phenomenal. You have to keep everything in perspective. You know, and let's say you sell early, 2 hours, you make 15%. That is still a good annual return for investors. That's how crazy this is. You know, there's like the whole investor versus trader debate. And yeah, trading takes more time. You know, you have to be more meticulous. But at the same time, it's laughable. It is laughable to me that people will try to make 10 to 15% on their account over the course of the year. And they say, that is the stock market. That is investing. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, it's going to take forever to get rich. So while a lot of people rip on me and penny stocks and trading in general, when you wait for these perfect plays where you make 15, 30, or 60%, you know, and I mistimed it today and I still made 5%. Yesterday I mistimed it and I still made nearly 20%. So there's so much upside potential if you, you know, really focus on this pattern. And in case you missed it, in case you mistimed it, in case you, you know, just couldn't trade it. I know Interactive Brokers, this stock is restricted. So, you know, some people have the wrong broker. This is part of the reason why I have two brokers, E-Trade and Interactive Brokers. Sometimes, you know, the brokers just, for whatever reason, can't, you know, execute a stock. These are weird stocks. If you missed it, don't feel bad, okay? I've been doing this 20 years, and I really just missed the majority of this big bounce. So I want to show you that I'm human. I want to show you that, you know, no matter how much experience you have, it's still not always a given. But at the same time, if you start looking for these morning panics on these, you know, multi-day supernovas, you know, you're really going to start to see it. And even if you miss your actual trade, you know, 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, by the 5th or maybe the 10th time you see this, you're going to see that it's more or less a very similar pattern. If you've seen my penny stocking framework or penny stocking framework part 2 DVDs, you know this is a classic number 5 pattern. I'm going to link 800 video lessons on morning panics so that you can see the variations between all of them. So even though I personally, you know, really wasted this opportunity, I'm not going to chase it now. I mean, it could still bounce more, but now I'm kind of bitter in my head. I am glad that the pattern is still working. I know many newbies are discouraged when they don't, you know, profit. Like it's like, I want to make sure that I try my best and I want to make sure that I learn my best, but it's also, I need the market to be there for me. I need these patterns to exist so that I can, you know, practice. So I'm actually encouraged by how much this bounced, even though I didn't, you know, fully capitalize on it. So I need to have more patience. I need to wait for the, the massive panic. But then if you wait and wait for the massive panic and then, you miss the little bounces ahead of time, then you're like, oh, I should have been more aggressive. So, a lot of you guys are asking me like, when's the perfect time to buy? There's no perfect time, but you're trying to find, what works best for you and your mindset and your own personality and what works best, in the market. Both are moving targets, what you're good at. I know a lot of people are not great at morning dip buys. Try something else. I think Mark Crook actually shorted this from like 37 cents to like 26 cents. So he made like 20-30% shorting it yesterday. So don't feel like you can't short this either. The point is that there's so much damn volatility, and a lot of people are just focusing on, non-volatile plays. Like this stock, basically in just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, now 7 days, has gone from 6 cents to 42 cents. So that's 7 times your money. And then 42 cents, 43 cents down to, 13. So it got dropped, 60% plus after a 600% plus increase. I mean, that's volatility. And I know some people don't like focusing on low price stocks. They don't like OTC stocks. For me, I really like this pattern. And even though I kind of whiffed on this one specific play, the pattern was there. The opportunity was there. And I did not fully capitalize on it. And again, a lot of people are going to say like, Tim, you shouldn't like rip on yourself, but I have to, because if you look at my commentary, I said, look, might be a situation like yesterday where bigger panic is required before better bounce. That is exactly what happened. Okay. So as I was selling, and I was right to sell, frankly, because I was too early. I was right in the sense that, the bigger panic was required, and that's what it took. And I was just kind of mentally fatigued after 3 wrong tries. And that happens, like in a perfect world, I could just go back in again and again and again. But at some point I start thinking that this is one of those weird plays that just doesn't bounce. And the more times I try to buy it, like, then I'm trying to like force something. And that's trading. In this case, trading is very psychological, where you whiff and you whiff and you whiff, and then you just don't want to whiff again. You don't want that like that kind of like dead sensation. It's like when someone hits your funny bone. It's not like it's painful. I profited each time, but it definitely was like I thought that this was the bottom. And even though I profited, it wasn't the bottom. And then when it was the bottom, I did not want to partake because I was too mentally fatigued. I think that's a good term. So I want to show you the good and the bad of this pattern. The opportunity was there. And like I said, I'm so proud of so many students who are shorting, many students who, might have dip bought this better than I did. I don't get angry at students who do better than me. I'm encouraged by that. I'm glad. And I'm always trying to do better still. After 20 years, I still have some tinkering to do. So don't feel like, money's just going to be handed to you 5, 10, 20 years into this game. You're still going to have to, try and tinker and do the best that you can. And that's what I did here. So, kind of sucks, but what can you do? I'll still be watching the stock. It could still bounce some more. And then maybe tomorrow morning too, there might be a good another dip buy into the morning panic, or maybe if there's like a lack of a morning panic, it could turn into a morning spike. So we'll see. The play is not over, but I wanted to record this video because, I just missed out on a 60% bounce. And when you're focusing on one stock, one pattern, one play, and it's there and you whiff, it kind of sucks. So I need to do better. I need to not look forward to trading. I need more patience. If you understand this, please leave a comment saying, I promise to have more patience. I think we can all undertrade compared with overtrading, and that I think will help you find better spots. It would definitely help me find a better spot with this one. So my bad, but good lesson for everybody. I'll see you guys in the chat room.
Hey, Tim Sykes, millionaire mentor and trader. Thank you for watching my videos. I hope that they help you. I want to share everything that I've learned over the years. You can check out more videos right over there. And also click subscribe so that you can watch all of these videos, get that knowledge, and become my next millionaire student.